Let's start our second lecture on chapter 2. In this lecture, we will discuss equation of orbit. In previous lecture, we have discussed that if the central force field is conservative, then the angular momentum is conserved and the motion of that object is a planar motion. That means what? The object will move in a plane only. So we will choose XY plane. Let me choose XY plane in which the object is moving and origin is O. So this is our XY plane. Now in this plane, let me say that the motion of an object is somewhat curve in this way. So we will draw a curve. Now here on this curve, let me say that the point P on this curve represent a particle of mass m, and this particle is making an angle theta with the x axis. Okay, so this is the position vector of point P. OP bar is the position vector and this is angle theta made by this position vector. So this vector I am going to represent by r bar. And now if we have to find equation of whole orbit, here I have considered only this point. Object will move through this whole curve. So in order to calculate equation of whole orbit, we will need to consider another segment. We will consider a small segment which we will say, let's say small segment of theta is d theta, and the particle position is changed now to point P. So I am going to join this point O and Q, which will give us position vector of this point Q. Now this position vector, now this angle will be d theta because I am considering a segment. This is very small segment. I have drawn it little bit bigger in order to visualize you in detail. So here the path is curved, right? So this is curved path. So if we join this point P and Q with a straight line, so this is the line. So this will make angle 90 at point P. And this segment, now here what will be this vector? Now if this angle is d theta, then this vector will be dr. The small segment is dr, but this whole vector is what now? R plus dr bar. Because total vector, this is a vector r, after some time dt, particle is going at the position q. So that to represent that position, this position vector plus new displacement of a particle, that is dr. So whole displacement or whole position vector of the particle from going from point P to Q is given by r bar plus dr. And what will be this segment? If you calculate this by using Pythagoras, you will get this as r d theta. So this length is how much now? R d theta. Now here we are considering the plane polar coordinate r and theta of point P where particle of mass m is situated. Now if this particle is moving from point P to Q, if we find acceleration of the particle, then the acceleration of a particle is given by an equation. That equation comes from the SYBSC textbook that you have already studied in SYBSC MMP. In SYBSC, you studied mathematical methods in physics, in which the first chapter was complex number. The last point of that chapter was application of complex number to find the velocity and acceleration of a particle moving in a curved path. So we are directly going to use that application from that application they have calculated acceleration as well as velocity. We will need these both things. So I am going to took those things directly from that book. If you have any doubt, you should go through that book. So the acceleration of a particle is given by a bar is equals to r double dot minus r theta dot square into e r cap plus r theta double dot plus 2 r dot theta dot. Here there is only double dot. This dot was out of this theta, so I have drawn it again. So here what are ER cap and E theta cap? ER cap is unit vector along R bar and E theta cap is a unit vector which is perpendicular to R bar at this point P cap. P. Okay. Now since the force is central force, so it is only along R, right? That is, it is only along a distance. So F bar of R bar is only along R bar. So the force is only along R bar. So the equation of motion along R and theta we will going to calculate. So equation of motion along R is, now along R we will just take this value of acceleration. So what is equation of motion along R bar? F is equals to ma, that is Newton's second law. From that m into what is acceleration along R bar, we are discussing about equation of motion along R bar. So we will only need this much acceleration. This acceleration is along theta and this is along R. So equation of motion, that mass into acceleration is r double dot minus r theta dot square. So this is m into a and this is equal to what? Force according to Newton's third law. So let me call this as equation 16. We are using number, we are going to continue number from previous lecture, and this as equation number 17. So this is equation of motion along R. Now since force is only along R, equation of motion along theta will be, in that case force along theta will be 0 because our force is central force which act only along the position vector R bar. Therefore equation of motion along the theta is calculated as, in the same way, mass into what is acceleration along theta, this much acceleration. So that acceleration is r theta double dot plus 2 r dot theta dot. This much acceleration, and force along theta is 0 because our force is what? Central force which is only function of position vector r bar or a distance. So that force, that is f of theta, force along theta will be 0. So this is taken as 0. Now let me call this as equation number 18. Now what we will do? Multiply equation 18 by R. Now what we will get? Let me write. We are going to multiply this equation by a R. So by multiplying this equation by R, we will get the value. I'm solving this bracket, so I'm going to do two procedure, m r theta double dot into R. So I will get m r square theta double dot plus this m into 2, again this r and r dot theta dot. So we will get 2m r dot and theta dot, and this will be equal to 0. Now if we have to write this equation in differential form, I can write it as d by dt of m r square theta dot. R and theta both are function of time. So here if you do the procedure or you do the reverse step, you will get this step. So if you find the differential of mr square theta dot, you will get this equation. So I have written this equation in a differential form by, you have to use here product rule. Now since derivative of this quantity with respect to t is 0, that means this quantity is constant with respect to time. So hence I can say that mr square theta dot is constant. Since its derivative is 0, that quantity is constant. And by definition of angular momentum L is defined as mr square theta dot. So this is what angular momentum. And since this angular momentum is constant, the force is now conservative central force. So I can write here that angular momentum is constant. So we can say that angular momentum L is constant since its derivative is 0. Now in this figure, if you observe this area, let's say this area is dA, that is the area which is swept by the radial vector. Radial vector was over here and this radial vector is sweeping. This radial vector is moving in this way. So the area swept by this r bar, let's say this pen represents r bar. Now your particle is moving from point P to point Q. Similarly, r bar is position vector of point P. That means r bar will also move from point P to Q. During this moment, this area under this curve, which is shown by this shaded region, that is nothing but area swept by the radial vector r bar in how much time? dt, in time dt. So we are considering that in time dt, area dA is swept by radial vector r bar. So how to calculate that this area? Now see, this is this triangle. Observe this triangle OQP or OPQ. If you observe triangle OPQ, it is right angle triangle. So area under this triangle, we will ignore this much of area we are going to ignore for our convenience. So there will be small error, but let it be. This is for our convenience. So this area under triangle OPQ, here it is right angle triangle. So area will be 1/2 base into height. So how we will calculate that area? Let me say that area is the area under the triangle. dA is area under right angle triangle, which is OPQ. That area is given by 1/2 base into height. In book they have directly written. I am explaining those things. So what is base? Base is r bar. So here it is vector. Area we are going to write in scalar form. So we will take scalar form of this vector r bar, that is r. So base is what now? This is the base of triangle and this is the height of triangle. So base is r into what is now height? r d theta. So this much area is swept by your radial vector r bar in time dt. So this area is nothing but 1/2 r square d theta. Now let me divide on both sides by dt. I will get dA upon dt is equals to 1/2 r square d theta upon dt. And this d theta upon dt can be written as theta dot. So that we will get dA upon dt is equals to 1/2 r square theta dot. Now we know that this is the angular momentum. From this we can find r square into theta dot. We can find r square into theta dot as m r square theta dot is L. We can find r square theta dot as L upon m. Right? So instead of r square theta dot, I will put L by m. So that we will get dA upon dt is equals to 1 by 2. Now here L by m. So L upon twice m. Okay. And this area swept by the radial vector r bar is the constant because angular momentum is constant. So area swept by the radial vector is also a constant. So let me call this as equation number 19. Hence from equation 19 we can say that equal area are swept in equal interval of time. That means the aerial velocity of a particle is constant. This dA upon dt will represent the aerial velocity. This quantity is called as aerial velocity, which is always constant. Hence, we can say that equal area are swept in equal interval of time. That means aerial velocity of a particle is constant, and this is nothing but the statement of Kepler's second law. So this will be proof for our Kepler's second law. In exam they can ask you prove Kepler's second law. So this is all about the Kepler's second law and its proof. Now from equation 17, our equation 17 was this. So from this equation, multiply by this m inside, you will get mr double dot minus mr theta dot square is equals to f bar of r, or we can also write it as f of r. Now here using theta dot equals to, from L you can find theta dot. So what was our L? L was this mr square theta dot. From that we can find theta dot. So theta dot will be L upon m r square. Now we have to, let me call this as equation number 20. So we will use this in equation 20. What we will get, I will write it over here itself. So what I am going to do, instead of this m r theta dot square, instead of theta dot we will put this quantity, so that we will get mr double dot minus mr into here L square. Since theta dot square, we will get L square upon m square r to the power 4 is equals to f of r or f bar of r bar. Since these quantities are scalar, we can write this in scalar form. This is into n cap, and we can take it as a unit vector, and we are going to take this as unity, so that we can write here f of r. So let me call this as equation number 21. From this, let me cancel m with m square, r with r to the power 4. So here only L square upon mr cube will be remain. It is negative on LHS. Take this on RHS. We will get mr double dot is equals to L square upon mr cube plus f of r. So I am going to call that equation as 21. The modified equation, we will give number to it as 21. So let me write that equation, so that I will get mr double dot is equals to L square mr cube plus f of r. Let me call this as equation number 21. Now, since our force is conservative, you know the property of conservative force. Since the force is conservative, this force f of r can be written as negative gradient of its potential energy, and that potential energy is also function of r. So let me say it is minus del v of r. Or now here, since v is only function of r, I can also write it as minus dv r upon dt. Right? So instead of this f of r, we can put minus dv upon dt, or dvr upon, here dr. Since it is function of r, we have to take its derivative with respect to r. Make this correction. gradient of V of R is nothing but dV upon dr, not dt. Okay, since V is function of R. So here, if we substitute this in equation 21, put in equation 21, what we will get? mr double dot is equals to L square upon mr cube minus dV upon dr. We can skip this. You have to keep it in mind. Potential is always function of R, since force is central force and it is a conservative force. Now this whole term can be written in differential form as mr double dot is equals to, I have to write these two terms collectively in the form of derivative. So you have to check it out that derivative of this bracket should come out to be this. So you have to search this bracket, which is L square upon twice m r square plus V. Now if you took derivative of this quantity, you will get above step. So instead of this, I can write it in the differential form and I will call this as equation number 22. Now multiply by r dot on both sides. If we multiply by r dot on both sides, we will get mr double dot r dot is equals to minus d by dr L square upon twice mr square plus V into r dot. R dot can be written as dr by dt. So I can write that r bar as dr upon dt. So let me write it. Now this dr will cancel with this dr and we will get minus d by dt of L square upon twice mr square plus V. And this quantity, if I have to write in differential form, this will become d by dt of half mv square, and V is nothing but r dot square, because velocity is nothing but r dot its square, that is double derivative of r. So here derivative of this quantity will give you this equation. So instead of this quantity, I can put it in differential form. Now here, if we take this negative term on LHS, what we will get? Here d by dt, this is d by dt. We can write it commonly, and this negative sign when comes to LHS, this will become plus. So that I will get d by dt of half mr dot square plus L square upon twice mr square plus V, and this is equal to 0 because on RHS there is nothing remain. Now if derivative of any quantity is 0, then that quantity is constant with respect to that derivative. This means here the derivative of this quantity which is bracketed is 0. This implies me that the quantity which is inside the bracket is constant with respect to time. Therefore, I can write this quantity 1/2 m r dot square plus L square upon twice m r square plus V equal to constant with respect to time. So this quantity is constant with respect to time. Now if this quantity is constant, that means this quantity is conserved. Now total energy of this system is given by the addition of kinetic energy plus potential energy. So I can write that, let me say total energy is given by capital E and kinetic energy is given by Ke and potential energy is given by V. So here this is kinetic energy, this is potential energy, and this is total energy. So I can write total energy E is equals to kinetic energy plus potential energy. Now these energies can be given by E equals to kinetic energy is nothing but half mv square and potential energy is given by V of r in central field. Now here this velocity is again calculated by using the application of complex number, which was the topic from chapter 1, that is MMP SYBSc physics. Okay, so from that mathematical methods in physics chapter 1, there was a last point which is named as application of complex number to find acceleration and velocity. We have already used that acceleration in a derivation, in same derivation, and now we will use that velocity over here. So I will substitute that velocity which is taken from that SYBSc MMP. Okay, so m and that velocity was r dot. Now here there is square, so I am directly squaring and writing it. So r dot square, r square theta dot square plus V of r as it is. Now here let multiply this quantity inside the bracket. So I will get half m r dot square plus half m r square theta dot square plus V of r. Now we have already defined the angular momentum, which is given by capital N. We know that the angular momentum L is equals to mr square theta dot. From this, theta dot will be equal to L upon mr square. Just take this quantity on LHS. So we will substitute this theta dot over here in the equation of energy. We will get E is equals to half mr dot square plus half mr square as it is into theta dot and its square. This means L square upon m square r to the power 4. So this m square will cancel this m and r square will cancel with r to the power 4 plus V of r as it is. The modified or simplified equation will be E is equals to half m r dot square plus half, here only L square upon m r square will remain plus V of r as it is. Let me call this equation as equation number 24. Now we will use equation 23 and 24. So our equation number 23 was, let me call this equation as equation number 23. So this is 23 and this is 24. So by using equation 23 and 24, if you observe 23 and 24, RHS of both the quantities are same. This means E is constant with respect to time. So this implies me that energy is constant with respect to time. That means here energy is conserved. This means total energy of a system is conserved. So this is conservation of energy. Now from equation number 24, I can write, now here I will take these both quantities on LHS and I will keep this term as it is on RHS. So I will get E minus V of r minus L square upon twice m r square is equals to half m r dot square. From this I can write r dot square is equals to, take this m upon 2 on LHS, it will become 2 by m. So that I will get r dot square is equals to 2 by m multiplied to this whole quantity, that is E minus V of r minus L square upon twice m r square. Now here the quantity, on LHS there is square. To find r dot I should take square root of this quantity. So to find r dot I must take square root of root 2 by m e minus v of r minus L square upon twice m r square. Now this r dot can be written as dr by dt because we have used the simpler notation. Instead of writing dr upon dt whole, we just use r dot. So from this dr upon dt, I can take this dt on RHS, so that I will get dr is equals to under root 2 by m e minus v of r minus L square upon twice m r square into dt. From this I can write dt is equals to dr. Now here I have to write dt, so take this whole square quantity which is under the square root on LHS, it will become divide to dr. So I am writing that quantity dr upon root 2 by m e minus v of r minus what is remaining L square upon twice m r square. So here let me call this equation as equation number 25 and the equation for dt as equation number 26. Now we have to integrate this equation. So to integrate, we must take the limits for t and r. So limits for t will be initially when time is 0, let's say r is at t equal to 0, r is how much? r naught, and as t equal to t, r is equals to r. So here when our time is 0, r will be having initial value r naught. So limits for r will be r naught to r and limits for time will be 0 to t. So by integrating equation 26, we will get 0 to t dt is equals to dr upon root 2 by m, and here integral from r naught to r, and e minus v of r square L square upon twice m r square. This is as it is. Now I will call this as equation number 27. Now since you know that angular momentum is defined as, we define angular momentum as L is equals to m r square theta dot. So from this I will get theta dot is equals to L upon m r square, and this theta dot I can write as d theta upon dt is equals to L upon m r square, right? So theta dot is nothing but d theta upon dt. Now from this I will get d theta is equals to L upon m r square into dt. Let me call this as equation number 24. Now we have to integrate this equation 24. So to integrate, we will need again limits for theta and t. So at t equal to 0, theta is equals to theta naught, and when time goes to t, theta will become theta will go from theta naught to theta in this way. So here limits will be theta naught to theta, d theta equals to integral L upon m r square dt, and its limit will be from 0 to t. Now this r square is a function of time. So on this side LHS, this integral is very easy. Integral d theta will be theta, where limits are theta naught to theta. I will keep this integral as it is because I have already integral dt that I am going to substitute over here. So here integral L upon m r square of t dt. Now this limits by putting limit upper limit minus lower limit, that is theta minus theta naught, will be equal to integral 0 to t L upon m r square t dt. Okay, now take this theta naught on RHS, we will get theta is equals to integral 0 to t. Here there is L upon m r square, which is function of t into dt plus theta naught, right? So this is the modified equation. Let me call this equation as equation number, this is 27, sorry, here we are having equation number 28, and this will be now equation number 29. Now here, if you observe this integral, we are concerned with particular integral for f of r. So we are used to solve equation number 27 actually. So for this, in this equation, r as a function of time and inserting the value of equation number 29 and solve this for equation theta of t. Now this will be theta because here theta will be function of time because this r is again a function of time. So we will solve for theta of t. Now we have solved equation of motion for r and theta, which is parameterized by the parameter time. Okay, and for simplest form of f of r, it is impossible to solve our differential equation analytically. Therefore, we will put equation number 26 in equation number 29. So by substitution of equation number 26, our equation number 26 was this. This was our equation number 26. We have to put this equation number 26 in equation number 29, that is value of dt. So by substitution of value of dt, we will get theta is equals to integral 0 to t L upon m r square, which is function of time, into, now here value of dt is what? dr upon this whole thing, so that I should write dr upon under root 2 by m e minus v of r minus L square upon twice m r square and plus this theta dot as it is. So here if I took this m inside the square root, it will become square, right? So this m will be squared when it is taken inside the square root, and then it will cancel this m, so that here we will get twice m. What we are doing? We are taking this m inside the square root. This will become m square over here, and this m will cancel with m square. So I will get theta is equals to integral 0 to t L upon m r square, which is function, now this we are taking, we are taking this m inside the square root. So I will get dr into, inside it will become m square, which will cancel this m. So I will get twice m e minus v, in short I am writing v, minus L square upon twice m r square plus theta naught. Okay, so let me say this equation as equation number 30. This is very important relation. So by solving this integral, we can find the equation of orbit when central force is conservative. So by solving this integral, we can get equation of orbit. So solving integral solving integral, we can get equation of orbit. This is how we can find the equation of orbit. So here you have to substitute your potential and you have to put your theta and theta dot and limits. You will get equation of a orbit, or it is also called as equation of path. So equation of path or equation of orbit is derived in this way.